Over the years, what I create and how I create it has changed drastically, and I think it's time that I do it again. Hola y'all, my name is May. I'm a creator here in San Antonio, Texas, attempting to live, document, and share life with discipline and grace. For the most part, I think. See, for a really long time, my storytelling has come from a very specific perspective and going to not a very specific audience. Over the past couple of years, creating content to be consumed by the masses has become more popular than ever. There are full careers on teaching you how to create content, when in the past, the content creation itself was the career. Nowadays, every sector of America uses content creation to elevate their brand in some form or fashion. I'm lucky enough to have a job that enables me to do this. At the same time, I'm still trying to build my personal brand. And even saying that is kind of at the core of what this video is about. Of course, my job is help elevating the mission of the company, the nonprofit that I work for. But when I look at a greater picture, I used to think that my content was to be consumed by other moms to encourage them in their walk of life. And I think that for the most part, I've done that at various stages in my own journey as a mother and an artist. Now, I've talked about this plenty enough before. When I started out, I learned enough of what I needed to learn to take good enough pictures, to tell the stories I was trying to tell enough. I wasn't the best at photography, and I wasn't the best at color grading or the best at social media, but I learned just enough to get by, to be successful, to book enough clients, to pay bills, to book speaking engagements, just enough. And that was enough. But if you watched my last video, you'll see a recurring theme. The things that worked very effectively in the past, be it a diet, a way of exercising, art, the way that I navigated my friendships, are not necessarily that effective now. This weekend, my girls were with my mom. They were having a good old time with Nana this weekend, and I took the opportunity to do some chores around the house that I haven't gotten around to. Got some nightstands for my bedroom, continued to make the home that we have a nest, a landing spot, a place that is safe. The art that I have hung on the walls, a lot of it is art that they've made. A lot of it is pictures of them. There's a lot of evidence in the home that we have taken time to find beauty together through our years of homeschooling and display what we have found, share it with each other. I realized that a lot of the goals that I have had for my business are a reflection of the kind of mother that I am. Finding, experiencing, and sharing beauty with them. The current climate of content creation is not necessarily geared toward creating content, but teaching people how to do it. And part of that advice is reaching as wide of an audience as possible in order to be more successful, in order for the algorithm to pick you, for your art to be worthy enough to shown to enough people, it must be as vague as possible. And when I was on a walk with my partner this weekend, he reminded me that the opposite of this is true. So far, my artistic expression has been aimed to the largest majority of masses that I could wrap my head around. Even though I did niche down, and even though I was very passionate about that, that was still an audience of people in a number that I would never meet in real life. But I have an audience of 3 who I've been diligently creating beauty for and with for 15 years now. I think that the lasting impression that I would like my legacy to be is that, and is for them. So going back to what I was saying before about how doing the same thing that I've always done is not yielding the same result it once did. Taking pictures like I always have is not producing the same art that it used to. Writing the way I always have is not aging well with time. Creating videos the safe way I always have isn't producing the art that I know I'm capable of. So that is what my 30-day challenge in February taught me, this Whole30. The first time I did Whole30, I lost like 15 pounds. This past month, there's no change in my weight, very little change in my physique, and that has more to do with the way that I moved last month. And it was just another thing pointing to nothing changes if nothing changes, what we talked about in the first video that I made this year. So my 30-day challenge for March is filming an S-log every day. I won't be giving you a video each week, but hopefully at the end of the month, I can show you what I've learned editing in a new program, through a new format, using new color, and hopefully starting my journey of making something beautiful. Because the beauty that is all around us is always going to be there, but I think that we have a hand in how it's perceived, how it's consumed, and how it's shared. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the end of the month.